Greetings, everyone, from fog. We are in the fog. Oh, look, Gopi Krishna is with us today. Haribo. Gopi Krishna is in Shanghai. Okay, welcome everyone on December 28th. Can you imagine? December 28th. We're coming to the end of the year. We're also coming to the end of the time we are given for sending our reflections on Canto 3 of Srimad Bhagavatam. For those of you who have not yet sent. But Rasudari Hari is very merciful and he's giving 3 more days. To January 3rd instead of December 31st. So if you were thinking, oh, I can't do it, it's no time, you have 3 more days. Okay. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadama Hyam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakānvitaṃ Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And one more time. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And a pranam mantra for Narottama Thakur, since we'll be reading and singing his song. Shri Krishna Amamrita Varshivaktra Chandra Prabha Dvasta Tamo Baraya Gauranga Devanucharaya Tasmai Namo Nama Srila Narottamaya. I offer respectful obeisance to Srila Narottama Thakur, a sincere follower of Lord Gauranga Deva. The nectarian shower of the holy name radiating from the moon of his mouth destroys the darkness of ignorance. Shri Krishna Nama Amrita Varshi Vaktra Chandra Prabha Dvasta. That's one compound, one Sanskrit compound. So let's see what it means. The nectarian Chandra destroys Dvasta. Must be. And Prabha, the radiance of the moon. Vaktra is face, I think. Or is it body? And Varshi means shower. So Sri Krishna Namamrita Varshi. The nectarian shower of the holy name radiating from the moon of his mouth. So Vaktra here is translated as mouth. Dvashta Tamo Baraya. Oh, okay. Yeah, Srila Narottama Thakur Ki Jai. He would be happy if we also refer to his guru, Lokanath Goswami. There's a Bengali verse. Srimat Radha Vinodaika. No, it's Sanskrit. Srimat Radha Vinodaika Sevā Sampat Samanvitam Padmanabhatmajang Shrima Lokanata Prabhur Bhaje. I worship the lotus feet of Sri Lokanath Goswami Prabhu, the son of Sri Padmanabha. He is a storehouse of single-minded service to the lotus feet of Radha Vinoda. Oh, that's interesting. Radha Vinod. I think I didn't know that. So there's deities, Radha Vinod, now in Jaipur. They call them Shri Radha Vinodi Lal. And it's a small temple which was in recent years renovated in a major way by Shivatsa Goswami organized it from the Radharman temple. And that temple, if you're ever visiting Jaipur, is worth a visit. It's a small, you need to know where it is. It's on the second floor of a sort of larger building complex, very much, I think, in the center of the pink city, as they call Jaipur. And when I was there last time, the pujari was so happy that we came, myself and who was with me, who I was with. I was with other devotees, but we were just, I think, but the pujari was so happy because not so many people visit. Um, Perhaps because they don't even know the temple is there. Very sweet deities, Radha Vinodi Lava. So keep that in mind when you're visiting Jaipur. So there's Radha Damodar. There's in Jaipur. Of course, the famous deity is Radha Govinda, Govinda Dev. He has the very large temple within the courtyard of the king's palace. There's also Radha Damodar, is also a smaller temple, and there's Radha Gopinath, and I guess there are others from Vrindavan, but those are the ones I'm aware of. Okay, so Narottama Das Thakur's song, we are continuing from last week. And this means first sharing. Yeah, oh, that's it. No, this one. Okay. There we go. And maybe I need reminder. I think we did the first 5 verses of this song, wasn't it? I think the first 5 verses, because the song has 20 verses altogether. So we thought, okay, we'll divide it into 4 times 5. And again, the name of the song is, well, it begins Anya Abhilasa Chadi. And this is song number 2 of Prema, Bhakti, Candrika. The little moon, Candrika, can mean little moon or sweet moon, I think, of loving devotion, Prema Bhakti. And the theme of the song seems to be Anya Abhilas, seems to be the verse of Srila Rupa Goswami. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavitam Anukulyena Krishna Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. It's his definition of pure devotion. And so this is a kind of, in Bengali language for the Bengalis, because Narottama was sent to Bengal from Vrindavan together with Srinivasa Acharya and Shyamananda Thakur, with the books of the Acharya, of the 6 Goswamis that were all in Sanskrit, except for the Chaitanya Charitamrita of Krishnadas Kaviraj. Get rid of some of this. Yeah, so he's explaining and he's elaborating and he's giving in Bangla Bhasha, a very Sanskritic Bangla. Krishna bhakta ańga heri, Krishna bhakta sanga kori, śraddhānvita śravana kīrtana, arcana smarana dhyāna, nava bhakti mahā-jñāna, bhakti parama kāran. Which means, what does it mean? Number 6, the struggle to travel to various holy pilgrimage places. Oh, we learned last time the numbering was mixed up. So number 7 on the translation. See the devotees of Lord Krishna. Let's see. Yeah, that fits. See the devotees of Lord Krishna associate with the devotees of Lord Krishna. Krishna bhakta ańga heri. Heri means to see. I think it has more the sense of behold, to see in a respectful way. Associate with the devotees of Lord Krishna. Krishna bhakta sanga kori. So do the sanga. Make sanga with Krishna bhaktas. Faithfully engage in the ninefold process of devotional service, which includes hearing about the Lord, chanting his glories, worshiping him, offering obeisance to him, and remembering him. Following these activities enlightens the devotees with spiritual knowledge. So, śraddhānvita. Anvita means endowed with or possessed of. I think, yeah. Ita. Śraddhānvita. It's very Sanskritic. Śravana, kīrtana, arcana, smarana, dhyāna, nava bhakti mahā-jñāna. This is the great knowledge, bhakta parama kāran. It's the karana, it's the cause of this highest devotion. And it's interesting, I came to notice that this is very much following Prahlad Maharaj. After he gives the list in chapter 5 of Canto 7 in the Bhagavatam, he's speaking with his dear dad, who's asked him, what have you learned in school today? There was a popular song in America back when I was a kid called What Did You Learn in School Today? Dear little boy of mine. I think it was inspired by Hiranyakashipu. Anyway, so Prahlad gives the list: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Parasevanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani, Vedanam. And then he says, Iti Pungsarita Vishnau Bhaktis Chen Navalakshana. When a pungsa, a person, arpita, when these are offered, arpita, to Vishnu, bhakti chet, if this navalakshana bhakti is offered, kriyeta, is in the optative. One should do, what should one do? Bhagavati adha. One should kind of definitely do this unto the Lord, Bhagavati, Bhagavan, Bhagavati. Tan manye, I think this, or this, I think, aditam uttamam. I think this person, tat manye, this tat refers to a person, must be. Or it can refer to the offering of the 9 things. Anyway, aditam uttamam, and aditam, Prabhupada translates that as learning. And I looked it up. It can also mean well read, having well studied, having well read. So that suggests that even Prahlad Maharaj is saying the person who is doing these 9 activities is well educated, meaning also well read, meaning having studied the Shastra. Because what does Shastra tell us? It tells us to do these 9 activities, and it tells us how to do them, and it tells us in what mood to do them. Yeah, so all of that I find interesting from Nava Bhakti mahā-jñāna. This is the great knowledge, these 9 activities. Next verse, Rishike govinda sevā na pujibo devi deva. Eto ananya bhakti kota. Ara joto upalamba vishesha shakali damba dakite lagaye borobhata. I shall use these senses to serve Lord Govinda, and I shall decline to worship the various demigods and demigoddesses. Na pujibo. That's that future tense. I will not worship Devi Deva. I shall only speak about pure devotional service. Eto ananya bhakti kata. I think we've mentioned this in another verse. Anya means other, anya means not other. And so we have ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paripasate in the Bhagavad Gita. Then the numberless different philosophies and conceptions of life are all products of the conditioned soul's pride. Arajata upalamba vishesha shakali damba. Damba means pride. And arajata is sort of like all of them. Upalamba, I guess, is conceptions. Yeah, vishesha can mean particular or specific, or various, yes. Takite laga e boro vyata. Trying to understand them brings no real benefit, but only a pain within the mind. Boro vyata. Boro means big, and vyata means, I think It's just a big trouble. So dekite, looking at or viewing. So in Indian philosophy, they speak of darshanas. So there's Vedanta darshana, there's yoga darshana, there's Sankhya darshana, Vaisheshika darshana, Mimamsa darshana. And darshana, of course, means seeing, viewing. So here it's interesting that he says dakite, seeing. Lagaye, I think, is beginning or endeavoring, undertaking, maybe. The seeing, bodhovita, it's just a big headache. Yeah. Mm. And this reminds me of a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I think it's verse number 1 of chapter 2 of Adi Lila. Maybe someone can check. Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Balopiyat Anugrahat Taren Nana Matagraha Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. There's a sagara, there's an ocean of siddhanta, of conclusive truth, which is full of the crocodiles, nana graha, various crocodiles of various theories. But tarin nana mata graha. Mata means theories or ideas. So Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande, I worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Balo Pi, even as a child, Balo Pi Yat Anugrahat, by his mercy, even a child can cross over this ocean, sagra, of various theories. Tarinana Matagraha Vyaptam, which is pervaded, Vyapta, by Matagraha. It's full of theories which are like crocodiles. They're ready to chew us up. Okay, verse 8. Dehe voise ripu-gan joteko indriya-gano keho karo bado nahi hoy. Shunile na shune kano, janile na jane prano, doraite na pare nischoy. The insubordinate senses are like enemies that live within the body. Ripu-gan. Ripu means enemy. And dehe, of course, means in the body. And vaise, I think, means sitting, or it means such. In Hindi, it means such. Tell the ear to hear, and it may rebel, refusing to hear. Keho karo badya nahi hoy. Jotek indriya-gan. Shunile, okay, he's translating that line. Shunile na shune kan. Mind to understand a particular point or become firm in a certain way, and it may very well disobey. Janile na jane pran, doraite na pare nischoy. Yeah, I don't know the syntax here, or the semantics. but it's nice. He's saying the senses may not cooperate. And so what to do? Verse 9 says, Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarja, Damba, Saha, Sthani, Sthani, Nijukta, Korivo. Ananda, Kori, Hridoy. Ripu Kori, Parajoy, Anayase, Govinda, Bhajibo. Bhajibo, of course, means I will worship. I will worship Govinda. I shall fight, he says, with lust, anger, bewilderment, greed, madness, envy, and pride. Defeating them, I will become blissful at heart, and I will easily become able to worship Lord Govinda. So, nijukta koribo, I will make them nijukta, subdued. Yukta means from yoga. I will connect, and niyukta is, ni is down, so has the sense of subduing. Ananda kori hridoy. Then there will be ananda. I will make ananda in the heart. Ripu kori parajay. I will prevail. I will conquer the ripu, the enemy. Anayase, Govinda Bhajibo. Anayase, I think means arriving or something. Krishna Seva Kama Arpana. Okay, this is part of his answer to the question that comes in verse 8, what to do with these uncooperative senses, right? Krishna Seva Kama Arpana. Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jani. I think that should be jana. Or it should be kamarpane. Lobha sadhu sange harikata. Moha ishtalab mine. Moda Krishna gunagane. Nijukta koribo jata tata. Lust, I will engage in offering the fruits of my work to Lord Krishna. Krishna Seva Kam Arpana. Anger, I will direct toward the enemies of the devotees. Krodha, anger. Bhakta Dveshi Jane. I'll direct the anger at the Bhakta Dveshi Jana, the people, the folk who are inimical, Dveshi, Dvesha, to the Bhaktas. Greed, I will engage by being greedy to hear the topics of Lord Hari in the association of the saintly devotees. Lobha is greed. Sadhu sange parikata. And then moha, bewilderment, will be manifested because I cannot immediately attain my worshipable Lord. Moha ishtalab bine. So without bine, without labha, without gaining, ishta, my desired Lord. Madness will be there when the transcendental attributes of Lord Krishna. Mada Krishna Guna Gane. In this way, I will engage each of these in the service of Lord Krishna. niyukta koribo jata tata. So, koribo, I will do. What will I do? Niyukta. I will do the connecting, engaging all of these tendencies, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madha. I will engage them in service to Krishna. Jata tata means something like as is appropriate, as should be fitting for the particular problem, kama or krodha, etc., and we can say the particular way of applying. So that's very nice. Krishna seva kamarpan, krodha bhakta dveshi jane, lobha sadhu sange. I think it must be kamarpane, because these two are sadhu sange dveshi jane, which is locative. Okay. So, before we start, musicians on, and okay, here we go. Are we ready with our... So we're going back to verse number 6. Krishna bhakta ańga heri, Krishna bhakta Sanga kori, Krishna bhakta ańga heri, Krishna bhakta Sanga kori, śraddhānvita śravan kīrtana, śraddhānvita kīrtana, arcana smarana dhyāna, nava bhakti mahā-jñāna, arcana smarana dhyāna, nava bhakti mahā-jñāna. Hey bhakti Hey Bhakti parama kāran, govinda sevā, napujivo devi deva, govinda sevā, napujivo devi sevā eto ananya bhakti kata eto ananya bhakti kata arajata upalamba vishesha sakalidamba arajata upalamba vishesha sakalidamba dakite lagaiye bodhogyata dakite lagaiye bodhogyata dehe boise ripu-gana joteko indriya-gan dehe boise ripu-gana joteko indriya-gana keha karo badha nahi keha karo badha nahi shunile na shune kana janile na jane prana shunile na shune kana janile na jane prana doraite na bhare nischay doraite na bhare nischay kama krodha lobha moha mada matsarja dasa kama krodha lobha moha mada matsarja dasa stane stane nijukta kori stane stane nijukta kori ananda koriya hridoy rupa kori parajaya ananda koriya hridoy rupa parajaya anayase govinda jivo anayase govinda jivo Krishna sevā kamarpana bhakta deshi jana Krishna sevā kamarpana prodha bhakta deshi jana loga sadhu sange hari pata loga sadhu Sangi Hari Kata Moha Isha Lava Dine Radha Krishna Guna Gane Moha Isha Lava Bane Radha Krishna Guna Gane Nijukta Kori Jata Tata Nijukta Kori Jata Tata Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hari Bo 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 Shiva Narottama Thakura ki jai. Yeah, I find that, I mean, it's an important teaching of Narottama, this last verse. Krishna seva kamarpana krodha bhakta deshi jane. Krishna seva kamarpane krodha bhakta deshi jane. Loba sadhu sangye horikata. Moha ishtalavavan bine mada Krishna guna gane. This last one, mada Krishna guna gane. I will engage my madness in madly glorifying the Lord. Yeah. But what strikes me is that this is explaining what Srila Prabhupada often would call dovetailing our inclinations. Of course, he would speak in terms of maybe our talents and so on, but here it's in the context of the feelings, the emotions that can be disruptive of devotional service. So he's saying, dovetail them in Krishna service. That's the special trick of bhaktas. It's not something you'll find in the classical yoga practice of Patanjali as such. At least I don't think so. What Patanjali does give, though, is the idea of reversing, of doing the opposite of what one is thinking or feeling. So, vitarka varane pratipaksha bhavana, he says. You have some negative thought, just think the opposite. Yeah. That's also good. Okay, so we could read, well, we want to continue with Narottama Vilasa. I could very briefly, time goes so quickly. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Trouble is, I'm not exactly sure where we ended last time because it was some weeks ago, but we can always a little bit review. Okay, so Narottama Thakur has been in Puri. From Puri, he's gone to Bengal. He's basically, as I remember, he's on his way back home to Gram, which is in present-day East Bengal, Bangladesh, on the Padma River. And he's making stops along the way, and he's gone. Where has he gone? Well, he's now, I think we left him in Jajigram, which is somewhere kind of south in the west, West Bengal, present-day West Bengal. And there he's meeting Thakur Mahashai Srinivasa Acharya. But everywhere he goes, he seems to only stay for a short time, even though everyone is so joyful that he's come, and he's joyful to meet all the devotees. But he seems to be determined to move on. And so, yeah, the next day morning, Thakur Mahashoy, means Narottama Thakur, left. He took his leave, means he took permission to leave from Acharya Thakur, that's Srinivasa Acharya. And it says, Srinivasa Acharya stood stone-like, staring at the path which Narottama traversed, bathing himself with his own tears. This is, we get this image also of, in Krishna Lila. I don't know if it's in the Bhagavatam. I think it's Jiva Goswami must describe when Krishna and Balaram leave with the cow to tend the cows in the forest. Mother Yashoda will just stand and gaze stone-like. Or also in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Krishna is in Dwaraka and he's in this totally disturbed condition, feeling perhaps a mixture, of course, feeling separation, but feeling perhaps something like guilt that he has not returned to Vrindavan. And so the devotees in Dwaraka create a substitute Vrindavan across from the island of Dwaraka on the mainland. They make a nava Vrindavan, and they set up these statues of, all the gopis and Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. and they transport Krishna there while he's unconscious. When he wakes up, he sees Mother Yashoda standing there totally still. And he doesn't think, oh, has to be a statue. It's not real because, you know, she doesn't move. Rather, he thinks, yeah, this is Mother Yashoda because she does that sometimes. She's frozen, uh, like a stone. So, so Srinivasacharya is standing stone-like, staring at the path. Just picture this scene. Vyasa Chakravarti and a few other devotees accompanied Narottama for some distance until Narottama very lovingly forbade them to go any further. So this is also a kind of a typical thing. Perhaps the paradigmatic episode like this is from the Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, when Lord Ram and Sita and Lakshman leave for the forest from Ayodhya. The whole town follows them. They're not going to let him go. So for quite some distance, they're the whole of Ayodhya is following. I don't remember if they follow him all the way up to the river Ganga. But anyway, at some point, he says, okay, look, you have to go back now. Narottama eventually arrived at Kantaka Nagar, the place of Sri Keshava Bharati. So we generally hear the name Katwa as the place of Keshava Bharati, and some of us visited there when we had our pilgrimage parikrama from Puri up to Mayapur. We were at Katwa. So that name Katwa, I believe, is derived from Kantaka Nagar. Who can describe Narottama's condition upon seeing Das Gadadhar's deity of Sri Gauranga there? I don't remember. Sri Jadunandan Chakravarti, the disciple of Sri Gadadhar. And this is not Gadadhar Pandit, this is Gadadhar Das. It's a different Gadadhar, I think. And a scholar of all scriptures became excited when he saw Narottama and hurried out of the temple to greet him. He offered the Lord's garland to Narottama and embraced him warmly with tears in his eyes. In a choked voice, spelled not extra C. In a choked voice, he told Narottama, "It is so wonderful that you have finally come here. Prabhu Gadadhar has been impatiently waiting for you for a long time. Again and again, he has asked me, go see whether Narottama has come yet. Oh, my dear brother, what can I say? The ocean of misery is extremely deep. After the demise of Sri Vishnupriya Ishwari, my Prabhu returned from Navadip and has been spending his days alone here." So I think here my Prabhu must refer to Gadadhar Das. I'm guessing, but it must be. So Vishnupriya, of course, was the consort, or is, of Chaitanya before he took sannyas. So now it's saying she has departed. Gadadhar apparently was there serving her, taking care of her. My Prabhu returned from Navadip and has been spending his days alone here, lost in an ocean of misery. He is unable to eat and has become completely emaciated. Means totally thin. So, yeah, this incredible feelings among the devotees for each other. Yeah, I was thinking of Narottama, Srinivas, and Shyamananda traveled together all the way from Vrindavan to Vanavishnupur, and then they went in different directions. But that's a long distance. And however many weeks they were traveling together, no doubt they met many hardships. And it has been said, I can't quote or who is saying, but if you want to test friendship, then it's when traveling. You're traveling with another person you're friends with, and you can see if your friendship endures the travel, the difficulties that come up when traveling. So it seems that they were really, really good friends because they endured all of the troubles together, and they were so joyful meeting each other, as has been described in previous paragraphs. Okay. Srila Narottama Das Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. So let's see. Sharing, telling, showing and telling. Is this something you're managing, Dira Lalita, or is this something that Dharmagupta or?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I'm the host today, so there will be like 3 sharings. America, Mexico, and Rasadadi Hari Prabhu has something as well.
Okay.
I don't know who would be first. Mexico. I got the message first from the Mexico. It's not that I'm doing some kind of. So the Yesha Prabhu, is that okay that you start?
Yes, I am most sorry that I cannot. Appear on a camera, but there seems to be some mistake. But yes, certainly we would like to be present in order to offer our simple and heartfelt homage for the Vyasa-puja of Guru Maharaj, Srila Krishna Kshetra Maharaj ki jai.
So should I now share the video?
Please, yes.
Okay.
Krishna kīrtana gana nartana paro Prema mritambo-nidhi Dhira dhira jana priyo priyataro Nirmasaro shito Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharo Bhuvi Bhuvo Bharavaham Tarako
Andarupa Sanatana Raghujuro Sri Jiva Gopalako
Nana Shastra Vicharana Ikanipuno Sadharma samstapako Lokana hitakarino tribhuvane Manusharanyakaro
Dada Krishna Padara Vinda Bhajana Nande Namataliko Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako
Shri Gauranga Gunanuvarnana Vido Shraddha Samridhyamito Papotapani Krintanautanuvritam Govinda Ganamritai Ananda Mudivadanaikaniyo Aivanandistarako Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako Yattva Turnana Sheshamandalapati Shrenin Sadatu Chavat Bhutva Dina Ganesha Kau Karunaya Kaupina Kansta Shrito Gopi Vavara Sambrita Vdilahari Kalo Lamagno Muhu Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Sri Shiva Gopalako
Pujat Kokilahamsa Sarasagana Kirane Mayurakule Nanaratna Nivata Mula Vitapo Sri Yukta Vrindavane
Radha Krishna Aharni Sampravajato Jiva Tado Yamuda Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Shiva Gopalako Sankhya Purvakana Magananativi Kalavasani Krito Nidrahara Vihara Kadivichito Chatyanta Dinau Chayo
Radha Krishna Gunasmitir Madhurima Nandena Samutiko Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Shiva Gopalako Radha Kunnata Te Kalinda Tanaya Tire Chavam Sivate Premon Madhava
prasada sheshadasaya grasto pramatau sada
Gajanto chakadaharer hundavaram Baba vibhuta muda Bhakme rupa sanatana raghuyugo Sri Jiva Gopalako
Radhe Brajade Pike Chanalite Enanda Sudo Krita Vivo Bharadad Kalpa Pada Sakale Alidhi Bade Tusa Goshantaviti Sarvata Brajapure Kevar Mahavivalo Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghunyo Sri Jiva Gopalako Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghunyo Sri Jiva Gopalako.
Yes, thanking you very much for all your efforts for our advancement in our zone. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very nice. That was a flash from the past. Some of those photos were from, I don't know, decades ago. So they're especially charming. Some of them kind of blurry.
Yes.
That's interesting. That's fun.
Yes, it's been decades you've been preaching here. And yes,
I
devotees.
first came to Argentina in 1989, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or was it? Yeah, 89.
yeah.
And my plan was really just to go once, and because
Well, luckily that
because
happened.
because Bhakti Swami invited me. Said, "Hey, why don't you?"
Yeah, I know.
He was so
Yeah,
clever.
yes.
He just said, "Oh, why don't you visit Argentina?"
Yeah.
And I had this round the world ticket, and I mean, it didn't include flying to South America, but I flew from where was it? Oh, I flew from New Zealand to Los Angeles,
Oh,
and then from Los Angeles I got this flight. It was I think it was 3 or 5 flights. It was a kind of package deal.
oh,
And I flew first to what in Peru? What is it?
Lima?
Yeah, Lima, Peru, and to Sao Paulo,
Oh,
and then to Asunción.
yeah.
And from Asunción, because there was only so many flights, I took a bus to Buenos Aires. 19 hours on this horrible
Yes,
bus.
yes, a lot. Yeah.
Anyway, I survived.
Austerities.
Yeah. A couple of those photos showed us from this last time visiting in, what's the name of it?
Córdoba.
No, the community outside of Córdoba, in the mountains.
I don't know. I don't know exactly. Yeah, I thought it was Quique's place.
Anyway, so there's one devotee there. One photo showed we visited his little farm, 2-hectare farm, all strawberries. He was growing strawberries, and they were really growing well, right, Madhupuri? Yeah, amazing. He and his wife, just he and his wife, and I think his father was there. Anyway, that was fun. Good, thank you. Thank you. This was announced as Mexico, but it was actually mainly Argentina. I guess Mexico because Gokulananda Hari is in Mexico. Anyway, good. Muchísimas gracias.
Yes.
Okay. Odarya Chan.
Yeah, he wants his present also. Yeah.
Yes, so next presentation is from United States. So I don't know, Kaveri, you will say something for the beginning, or what is your plan? Can you please share?
We have Dharmavira doing the MC. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we have put together a slideshow where each person will be giving an offering, and I will read an introduction on behalf of the U.S. contingent. So, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Happy birthday, or happy belated birthday, I should say. On the most auspicious day of your appearance, we, your disciples from the United States, reflect on how you effortlessly embody the quality of Samadarshi, a devotee who sees everyone and everything with equal vision. Such equanimity of mind is so rare, yet much needed today. The world is in desperate need of learned transcendentalists like you. And so we aspire to follow your example, step by step, transforming our perceptions from Durdarshi to Samadarshi. Thank you for teaching us how to see every living being in relationship with the Supreme Lord, the only way to show true respect and care for others. In our humble opinion, you're the perfect person to write a book on yoga and animal ethics. Sri Guru and Sri Krishna often teach us life lessons through others, including animals. In our Vyasa-puja offering this year, we'd like to share a few valuable spiritual lessons we've received through some of the animals in our lives. Your servants, Dharmavira Das, Divyambara Devidasi, Jananivas, Das, Kanchanamai Devidasi, Kaveri Dasi, Pracharnanda Das, Shamakun Devidasi, Subhangada Devidasi, Rajatoshini Devidasi. Is Divyambara Devidasi present? Can she read?
Yes, I'm here. Jai Guru Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. My lessons are from the pigeons in New York City. Pigeons, lots and lots of pigeons. In fact, There is a pigeon for almost every one of the 8 million plus human residents of New York City. These birds must have something to teach us. I wanted to get to know them, so I started feeding them, and boy, were they eager to eat. Pigeons are never alone. They form communities. They're always alert about the source of their food and selective about what to pick for their nourishment. They are always expert. They're also expert transporters. Even in modern times, some people practice the ancient art of training pigeons as messengers to accurately deliver a written message from one place to another using their innate GPS navigation. Guru Maharaj, as your disciples, we're like little pigeons flocking around your feet to pick the seeds of transcendental knowledge you continuously sprinkle for our spiritual nourishment. You feed us the good stuff daily and with so much love and attention. You care about us growing up healthy and well integrated. Now, how much we receive from you depends on our appetite, on our eagerness to eat. May we develop a healthy appetite for the timeless teachings of our Guru Parampara and sustain it through our lives. May we flock together in devotional communities, carefully selecting and imbibing only the good qualities from each other. Guru Maharaj, no matter how many times I stumble in my spiritual journey, you never give up on me. So how could I ever give up on myself as an eternal servant of Krishna? Your unconditional love carries me through thick and thin, helping me navigate my way back to the spiritual reality. Remaining plugged in your guidance, may I become your intelligent messenger pigeon, carrying your love and wisdom to whoever I encounter. With deep gratitude, your servant. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you. Very nice.
Okay, this is from me. This is my offering. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Pickle arrived at our farm sanctuary a few months after you had visited, Gurudev. Thankfully, you have a great sense of humor because, dear devotees, I'm about to compare you, our beloved spiritual master, to a turkey. Weeks back, we were bracing for what was being projected as one of the worst hurricanes to make landfall in Florida. As the storm approached, the winds were picking up, and by dusk, they were howling at close to 40 miles per hour. My wife and I ran inside the house, and all of the birds rushed to their coop to hide. That is, except for one, Pickle. In the midst of this raging storm, there she was, sitting in the tall grass on a single egg. You can chalk this up purely to biology, but I think that's what happens when we consider animals in terms of statistics and not individuals with names. Pickle is wildly intelligent, and like any of us, is definitely interested in her own self-preservation. But she was steadfast, focused. In fact, while Pickle faced the storm calmly, an enormous branch crashed onto the coop where all the other birds went for safety. In your cow care and Hindu animal ethics, you tell the story of Srimati Dasi, a German woman and Prabhupada disciple who has lived in India for decades, taking care of a small herd of cows. One can sense your admiration for a devotee who has been completely steadfast in her commitment to one of Prabhupada's foundational principles of living simply and depending on Krishna. This is an ever-increasing challenge in a technological and convenience-based society. At a time when it is customary to systematically slaughter nearly 50 million nameless turkeys for a holiday in America. You remain steadfast amidst the storm of Krishna Prabhupada and to giving dignity to those we think we can claim dominion over. And that is just one of so many qualities I admire about you, Gurudev. Living a life that does not conform to how the world is, but devoting your life to how the world ought to be. Yours in service, Dharmavira Das.
Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and Srila Prabhupada. My animal is a mix of a bear, an elephant, and a wolf, and it will make sense as I read my offering. So, dear Gurudev, I've spent the last few weeks thinking of animals that exist in relative closeness to my daily life, their qualities, and what lessons we can learn from these animals, and how you are the perfect embodiment of these qualities. The biggest lesson I have learned so far is that there's no better way to understand how little contact I have with animals than to think about the lessons that I have learned from them. So for ease, I've decided to reverse engineer this a bit and start with your qualities I most admire and go from there. You are steady and grounded in all that you do, undisturbed by the external environment or temporary inconveniences, and nothing can impede your service to Guru. Your example teaches us every day to keep going, never give up, and to be relentless in our service to Guru. You are so protective of your disciples, and we all have stories about how you have personally taken care of us. Your example also teaches us to stay focused on the mission, but not at expense of ignoring the human. You are a perfect example of how someone behaves when they see the divine in every being. Perhaps it's the mother bears and their cubs that I see at my parents' cabin that teach us to take care of each other. Maybe it's elephants with their strong familial bonds who teach their children by example where to find food and water, that teach us the best way to learn is to follow in the footsteps of someone following in the footsteps of someone wiser than ourselves. Or what about the wolves, whose young learned survival techniques by imitating their elders? Whatever the answer is, I know one thing is true. You are the perfect example to follow in any and every situation I might find myself in. And I am constantly struck by how lucky I am to have met you in this lifetime. I hope that by following your example, I can also be an example for others. Your grateful disciple, Rajatoshini.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. I'll be reading Kanchanamayi Devidasi's offering. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Every day we see squirrels in our yard doing what squirrels do, climbing trees, scurrying here and there, looking for food. Now in the fall, they are busy collecting acorns and walnuts for the coming winter months. Their work seems very insignificant. Little animals searching for food, yet there is something very important Yet there is something very important they do for their ecosystem. They are planting and regenerating forests. Squirrels are known for bearing acorns, hickory nuts, walnuts, and other seeds. Later in the spring, I find lots of sprouting trees like oaks and walnut trees in my garden. Then I realize the extraordinary power those little animals have. They are not only gathering food for themselves. By Krishna's design, they are also planting forests, helping their ecosystem and benefiting the entire planet. Guru Maharaj, this quality of a squirrel reminds me of the perfect quality of Krishna's pure devotee you have. You not only nourish your spiritual life with the food of chanting and hearing and perfectly executing the process of bhakti, but with the same food, you have grown an entire beautiful forest of disciples and planted a seed of bhakti in everyone's heart, whoever had the mercy of your association. Your servant, Kanchana. And this is mine, so I'll continue. Krishna Gurudev from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, where I am at my in-laws. Dear Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. reflecting upon the lessons I have learned from animals I've come in contact with and how you have taught us by example the principle of ahimsa, I would like to share the following. At the library where I work, I've come across with a few service dogs guiding their human companions, and I've been very impressed by them. These non-human animals have a high sense of self-control, and they remain calm even amidst distracting or challenging situations, such as other dogs barking at them, people, or even people offering them treats, which of course they don't accept. They simply remain focused on their task. They are gentle and non-reactive, yet very attentive and alert. They are incredibly smart. They can learn and retain information, and they are very, very loyal. They don't bark, they serve because they are on a mission. In many ways, they behave better than some people. Dehumanization is the favorite tool of evil, often used as an excuse to inflict pain to others. And we could expand the term to dejivaization, the idea that some living entities are nothing, not worthy, not like us, not deserving, not like humans. If only we could see that all living beings have a spark of divinity in them. Gurudev has not only made vows of ahimsa, but he has gone deeper into that principle and shed light into what it means to be nonviolent, to serve all, to honor everybody, to be aware of our own biases and selfishness, and also gently, always so gently, pointing out how beautiful the alternative is. The selfless acts of love in Bhakti, where every jiva is honored as a part and parcel of Krishna, the ones guiding, the ones being guided, and the ones astray, we all belong. With gratitude, your servant Kaveri Dasi.
Okay, for Shamakun Devidasi's offering, I will play an audio. Hopefully you will be able to hear this okay.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Once you told us that your mission is to run after Srila Prabhupada's feet, help others to do the same, and if we can run together, that would certainly please him, Srila Prabhupada, and Krishna. Although it is simple, it is not always easy. On this path of bhakti, we face many obstacles. We experience weaknesses, confusion, and fear. We even become discouraged sometimes. However, like a majestic elephant who by walking through thick and dark jungle paves a path not only for himself, but also for other living beings, you too came into our lives, destroying the obstacles on our path by giving the light of spiritual knowledge. Your guidance and example serve as an inspiration for building our strength and determination. Your mercifulness softens our hearts and awakens in us compassion towards other living beings and the desire to serve more. The regal, majestic, magnificent elephant is reflected in your Vaishnava character. There is a saying that an elephant never fails to carry its tasks. You similarly never fail to carry the message of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whether through reaching the academic world as Srila Prabhupada wanted, or through shining light on the importance of cow protection. You're constantly trying to please your Guru Maharaj and Lord Krishna, because elephants never forget, white elephants, as Srila Prabhupada proudly called you all. How fortunate we are, how fortunate I am. It is causeless mercy, indeed, your servant Shyama Kundasi.
And I will read Subhangada's offering. She couldn't join us this morning. And I also wanted to give credit to Kaveri for making these beautiful drawings on the slides that we saw. That's her art. Okay, this is from Subhangada. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. In our daily walks during the pandemic, outside of the house in Long Island, New York, my husband, Atmanivedana Prabhu, and I noticed deer sometimes wandered in large herds onto our property from one of our neighbors' properties, and they would predictably run away as soon as they heard us. But nonetheless, we would chant Hare Krishna, hoping they would stay and listen. Generally, they would not dare to look back, their only focus being to quickly escape. Eventually, I learned about research that took place on a 30,000-acre ecological research site. The researchers set up speakers with 64 different audio clips of humans, coyotes, wolves, and dogs, etc. They collected videos and analyzed how deer responded to each type of sound. The sound of human voices was the most fear-inducing. Deer were much more afraid of the sound made by super predator humans than by any other predators. One day, while we were chanting outside, a herd of 8 deer was passing by. Among them was a fawn with white spots. I started to chant louder, and the white-spotted fawn began to walk towards me. I wanted the fawn to hear the holy name, but I did not want to frighten it. As soon as I would stop chanting, the fawn would start to run away. When I started to chant loudly, the fawn walked back towards me as if it was trying to tell me something. At one point, the fawn came so close to me that it almost touched my bead bag. It turned out that I was more afraid of the fawn than it was of me. Almost daily, the same herd would pass along our property, but all of the deer in the herd, except for the white-spotted fawn, would run away upon seeing us. That fawn would stay and eat grass, apparently feeling comfortable, as if it were at home, while we would chant Hare Krishna to it. Sometimes the fawn appeared to be listening to us chant. However, after some time, we never saw the fawn again. Observing the fawn's attraction to the sound of Krishna's holy name, it reminded me of myself over 30 years ago when I was attracted to the holy name after first hearing devotees chant in the temple. On my first visit to the temple, I felt like I returned to my long-lost home. At the outset, despite not knowing anything about the process of Krishna consciousness, I felt compelled to tell everybody about Krishna, even though I was not able to explain anything. As distinct from the fawn, I was fortunate to have a human body that provided me the opportunity to learn about Krishna. My fortune grew ever bigger. Soon after I visited the temple, I had a dream. You, Guru Maharaj, appeared in my dream and from a distance called out to me, "Come to this side, leave your materialistic life. I am Krishna Kshetra Prabhu. Come follow me and start chanting 16 rounds." Before having this dream, I never met you, saw you in person, heard you chant or speak or communicate with you. But just as in kirtan, I felt a deep connection with the holy name, in my deep connection with you, I woke up from the dream and realized that I should follow you. Later, I realized that out of many millions of living entities meandering throughout this world, I received the rare fortune of meeting you and having the opportunity, which I took, to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Now, after so many years since my dream and my realization that I should follow you, I'm very fortunate that I remain your follower and I remain in the association of Krishna's devotees. As you requested me in my dream to follow you, I am still trying to follow you, Guru Maharaj, on the path back to Godhead, despite that I sometimes try to explore short roads off that greater path that lead to nowhere. You, being a kind, compassionate, and understanding self-realized person, make my journey on the path back to Godhead easier to follow. On the auspicious day of Vyasa-puja, I pray that I always understand and follow Srila Prabhupada's explanation of the meaning of Vyasa-puja. As Srila Prabhupada explained in a lecture, Krishna consciousness is a process in which we should not think we'll learn it and try to jump over the spiritual master to reach God. If we do that, we will fall down. In contrast, if we properly engage in Krishna consciousness by accepting the guidance and following in the footsteps of a bona fide spiritual master, then we'll understand everything that is important in this life. Even after hearing the holy name, the fawn apparently wandered away for the rest of this lifetime, never to see or hear me again. Please, Guru Maharaj, do not let me wander away from you or Krishna's devotees in this lifetime. Your servant, Subhanga Dasi.
Thank you all. So nice. I'm speechless. It's very thought-provoking. I think just in general, we can appreciate all these different animals and the qualities that they have. And as we appreciate different qualities of animals, we actually become more human, sort of paradoxically. Yeah. So yeah, you've all put lots of heart into these offerings. Thank you all so much. It's interesting, Kaveri, what you mentioned about guide dogs, that you see a lot of them and they're not disturbed by anything. That's interesting. They're trained and they won't take snacks from people. That's interesting too.
Yeah, no, they cannot. And they're very observant of the task that they have. And you see them very, very still, very committed to what they're doing. It's fascinating. They should not be pet by people also. But they are trained to not to react and just go ahead with what they're doing, which is guiding their human companion. They're truly amazing.
Interesting. There's some dogs they can detect also, they can smell, what is it, if someone is diabetic, if they need to, take an injection of, what is it called, insulin, they'll inform them you need That's amazing.
Also when they about to have like an epilepsy episode or
Oh,
something like that,
it's so warm.
they come closer and they're trained.
Amazing. Yeah, all these animals, they're probably looking at humans and thinking, oh, they're so out of touch. Yeah, and so dangerous. And as Subhagda said, that study that was done, very interesting. Good. Thank you all. Thank you all. Wonderful. Okay.
Rasadadi Heri Prabhu, he has also something to share.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we have
more books.
More books. This
is volume 2.
This is volume 2, Nrsimha, Vamana, and Parashurama. And in the back we have Vamana and Nrsimhadev. I think it is very ecstatic book because yesterday Sumitra Mataji called me on the phone and she distributed several books to local library, and she was very ecstatic and said Jai Sankirtan. Not only this one, but also with Matsya on the first one. Yeah, and then there is little mistake in the book, but anyway, what can I do? We have now for the last one, the 4 avatars, Kalki and Buddha, Kalki, Rama, and Bala. Yes. So I hope it will be by the beginning of the summer. I hope for our Površje festival it will be ready. Let's see.
Okay.
And I guess it's easier for, at least here, I don't know, in English-speaking countries, when we have small book like this. €1.50 is, now it's 1 liter of yogurt is €1.50. So one can distribute easily the book, something like that, And, except, of course, and several devotees want to take 100 or something like that. They're waiting like that.
Very
but
good.
That's all.
Great. Thank you so much. So there's one more volume, then it'll be a set of 3. I think people like sets of books also. So, when you have one book and you tell them, actually, there's 2 more. Oh, I have to have those also, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you put them all in one volume, it's like, no, this is too big. I'll never read this. It's a marketing trick.
Yeah, and also there is no Sanskrit inside, in a sense, it is not Krishna, Karasana with dots, but local Karashana, things like that. And also for everything else, like Parashurama is with this Croatian shrub. And then when people, when they go through the book, they can easily accept also the book like that. That's at least our experience for those who have some excuse not to buy the book. They say, oh, it's another language, I cannot understand. Now they cannot say this.
No excuses.
No excuses, yes. Like that.
Very good.
And, thank you.
And speaking of books, dare I say it again? Maybe you want to say it, about the new deadline.
Yes, we have a deadline. I actually have for disciples for the 3rd of January. And then, as things are now, I guess I don't know when we will print it. I guess somewhere we will start somewhere in January. And so far we have 32 devotees participating. And a lot of thanks to Vrindaranya Gopal Prabhu, who really pushed several people, at least 4 or 5 to write, who are not part of our Sanga, and so on.
Yeah.
And please send me as soon as possible, because I counted for each text I need 1 hour, to go all the English editing, Sanskrit, and put the proper frame and everything. About 45 minutes to 1 hour. So if I get
it takes
there,
time.
Yeah, it takes some time. Yeah. So please send soon. I will appreciate a lot. That's all.
Now, what I want to do, thank you, is I'm going to ask an embarrassing question of everyone. Whoever is here with us today, who is planning to write something and send it for this, and who has not yet sent, please raise your electronic hand. Odarya Candrika, Dharmavir, Mangala Candrika. Oh, Lila Purushottama, that'll be nice. Ashtasaki Priya. Okay, that's 5. That's, Divyambara, very good. And Kirtita Nandini, very good. Some of you are thinking about it. Mahā-jñāna, yes, good. Good, that's 8 more. I suspect there are some more of you who have not already written, who could write, if you put your minds to it. Remember, we're asking for reflections, which are prompted generally by one verse from third canto, but it could be from more than one verse. And the reflection can go in any sort of direction that you feel is meaningful to you. I was just reading this morning that there is a sort of branch of ethical theory called reflection theory. And the idea is that we develop thoughtfulness in how we act, how we behave, how we act ethically by reflecting on what we have experienced and what we understand from others. There's a whole theory about it. Anyway, this can go in whichever direction you feel inspired to. Inspired by the Bhagavatam. The whole idea is to get us reflecting on what we read, what we hear. The Bhagavatam is it's the reservoir from which we're all drinking, so to say. And so we're we're taking nourishment. And how is it that we're being nourished? How are these plants of our nourishment growing? And what sort of fruit is coming from this? So anyway, there are many ways you can think of it. Okay. Now we just have a few minutes more. So if anyone has any question or thought or practical whatever, you're welcome to ask now or say now. I know you're all a little bit quiet. I can say from, reporting what I'm up to, as you know, I'm writing this book, and I'm starting to see, we say I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel. I'm doing some sort of fine-tuning in the editing of what I've written. I'm hoping that I can write not one more chapter, but a kind of appendix, which will be focused on the difficult question, you could say, of should a yogi be a vegetarian or a vegan? And I want to because throughout the book is not giving a whole lot of specific, points of how one might act in relation to animals. It's quite theoretical in many ways, but I feel there needs to be something that's specific like this. So I'm thinking now to put it into an appendix, but I'm also thinking to make a few questions for further thought, for further reflection at the end of each chapter. And I think that could make the book more attractive for a lot of people, because they may feel kind of, they may feel that it lacks something, it leaves something to be desired if I leave it as theoretical as it is. So that's what I'm working on now. And yes, I must confess, I've made some use of an online program to help me with correcting my writing mistakes. I was I was a little surprised. I thought I'm pretty good at proper spelling of the English language, but this program caught so many mistakes in my English spelling, and it also caught many cases where I should have put a comma, but I didn't put a comma. So I was using a little bit of electronic help. Right, so I think we're coming to the end of our time. Thank you all so much. Gopi Krishna, nice to see you in Shanghai. We're starting to think and plan about coming to China in the spring.
Will you also come to Shanghai?
It looks like I may be coming to Shanghai. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I have been wondering what book you are concentrating on writing now.
It's this same book, Yoga and Animal Ethics. And we've been working on it the last 2 years.
Okay. Okay. So I would like to suggest that if you can put some questions at the end of each chapter so that people can reflect what they should behave toward the animal. So that will be some sort of invoking, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sharing Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's Gita series with my Bhakti Sastri students. So they all like this kind of exchange. You ask a question and they reflect, then it becomes a dynamic discussion.
Yes, indeed. Good. So you're encouraging me to do that. So I should do it.
Yes. And also, I'm looking forward to translate your books into Chinese for this. I'm almost finished the field note, the first volume. I think I need 1 month. So during the translation, I found some very inspiring point, like wherever you serve the deity, your home become a dam. So then whenever I found such a nice realization, I share with the devotees in my group. So the professor and devotee in general, they all appreciate your insight. Thank you so much.
Nice. Hanhao.
Yes. So Maharaj, after finish this, I would like to translate that book, the study book on Srimad Bhagavatam. Is that the sacred teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam? You and Murari Gupta, right? Prabhu, together you write.
I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. Anyway, we can discuss.
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj. Yes.
Okay. My thanks to all of you for joining us, and I wish you. Yeah, it's that time of year by the Western calendar. I wish you all, as we say, a happy New Year, but let it be spiritual happiness. Let there be an enrichment throughout this coming year of your spiritual life. Usually at this time, devotees exhort us. They say should make New Year's resolutions, but I'm not going to do that. You can make a resolution if you like, but who remembers resolutions by the end of the year? 2 weeks later, you forget. That's not very encouraging. Of course, if you write it down and refer to it. But yes, so stay safe, stay sane, chant, be happy, and keep good association. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Gotira Vrinda ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande.
Thank you, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.